What's up, guys? Welcome to A Restar's Life. My name is Chris. Thank you for joining me. Today I want to clarify two things that people have been getting wrong. So I just want to make sure you guys understand where I am coming from. Number one, I am not a list guy. I don't wear that t-shirt that says shut up and list. I'm not telling you to list all day at the expense of your family. I'm not doing that. I personally don't even do that. I don't list all day. I would say personally, I work on eBay between 4 and 6 hours a day. I'm not recommending you list all day. There's people who are posting like, I'm on my way to get heart surgery, I'm listing along the way. That is not my message. My message is get better at reselling, daily refinement, less but better. Do things more efficiently so that you can save time, get more done in a smaller amount of time so you can go do what you want to do. If you have a 15 a day listing habit, you can make a full-time living, and 15 listings with some practice is only going to take a couple of hours a day. It shouldn't take you the whole day. The only reason that it would take you all day is if you don't follow my advice of little improvements along the way that make things easier. Over time, reselling should get easier. If it's not getting easier, I can tell you exactly what's happening. It's basically because you keep adding new categories. You keep selling new things, you keep adding new platforms, so you actually get worse at your job as your attention spreads too thin. If you were to just work on a few things over and over again, you will get faster, you will get better, your blood pressure will go down, just like mine, and it becomes easier. If you continuously change what you're doing, you're not giving yourself a chance to get better. So, as you guys know, my baby just turned 3 months old. She's not self-sufficient. She can't take care of herself. She can't even say any words yet, right? A lot of you are in that infant, baby, newborn stage of eBay. You're not gonna understand how any of it works yet, but guess what? You actually develop a way faster than you think, right? Before, my baby couldn't even move her arms. Now she can kind of move her arms. She can kind of crack a smile. That's the same with eBay. You'll figure out what categories sell best for you, what price ranges you can get for certain items, what keywords work. You'll figure out what categories take you less time to prep, which categories are easier to ship. Step by step, you slowly figure this all out. So let me just clarify the second thing, which is really big. This is the reason why I don't recommend a VA. In the beginning, you are in the infant stage, right? So you're figuring out all the developmental things on how eBay works. You're hiring somebody who gets paid $250 an hour to take care of your baby, right? I just don't recommend that in the beginning, okay? So once you improve and you start getting things built up and your eBay store grows up and now it's a teenager, I would say mine is like a teenager. It's probably 13 or 14 years old. It's not quite an adult yet because it can't take care of itself, okay? So you gotta grow your store slowly. You can't skip any of the steps because there's just so much to learn. If you want your store to be able to take care of itself, you can get to the point where your eBay store doesn't even need you. Okay, you can get to the point where someone can ship for you, someone can source for you, someone can list, someone can photograph, but not right off the get-go. That's like trying to teach your baby to pay taxes. It takes some time to figure out how to do everything, right? It just takes a long time. People need to be patient, and people are totally not understanding my content. I am not saying list every single day, list on never take any vacations. I don't know if you guys, if you got that message from what I'm saying, you haven't been listening and you haven't been watching me. Since I have been doing this journey, I spend less and less time on eBay and my store gets bigger and bigger and bigger. If you are not doing that, it's because you are just selling in too many categories. I've sort of really narrowed down to around, even I still have too many categories. I would say I still sell in 15 or 16 categories. They are related, right? They're in the clothing category, but for me to really expand, I should just really shrink down to even less categories. If I was in 3 to 5 categories, it would be even easier. Easiest would be 1 category, right? There's a lot of resellers in our Facebook group that literally only sell 2 or 3 brands, right? And those 2 or 3 brands might not work for you because where you live, you may not be able to find them, and you may not like that niche enough to stay focused enough on it to get to that next level. And I think a lot of people hear the do what you're passionate about, do what you like. That helps to a degree because you kind of understand the keywords and the pricing in a category that you're passionate about. If you're a skier, you might understand the price of boots and jackets and gloves because you bought them for yourself. That really is the only correlation Because if you look at me, I honestly don't care that much about clothing now. I think I know I would consider myself a 7 out of 10 in clothing knowledge for women's, and a 6 out of 10 for clothing knowledge for men's, right? Still going a long way to go before I consider myself an expert. 9 or 10 level, that might take years, that might take a decade before you're considered an expert in a normal field. Right? If you're going to a job, are you asking directly to be the manager? Probably not. You have to start at the entry level and sort of figure it out. It makes sense to me that when people give their companies to their kids now, they're not even doing that. They're making their kids work all the way through the company, starting at janitor, receptionist, entry level person, mid-management person, management person, then they get to take over the company. Rarely are you seeing people just give their whole company to their kids straight from the get-go, because that wouldn't work, right? You want your kids to be successful. You want your eBay store to be successful. You should treat it like a human, right? You feed humans every single day. That's why you list, right? If you can't prepare food every day, you do meal prep. That's the same thing as us freezing breast milk and putting it in the freezer. That way, on days where my wife can't pump, it's not like we don't feed the baby that day. If you want to go on a 3-day vacation, just have 3 days worth of drafts. If you want to go on a 2-month vacation, have 2 months worth of drafts. We have Brian in the group who used to be a teacher. He's used to having 3 months off because he used to be a teacher. Great. Have 3 months worth of drafts ready. Hire someone to help you ship. You can continue to have your 90-day summer. Summer's the slow time for e-commerce anyway. That might be a good balance for you, working 9 months, taking 3 months off. There are fishermen who just work 3 months during the heavy season and take the rest of the 9 months off. You have to do what works for you. My channel is not list. You're confusing my channel with some other channel. My channel is about getting the most out of the least effort. That's what Daily Refinement is, less but better. I appreciate you guys. Make sure that you join the Facebook group because it'll really let you know how little you know about reselling. There's people who sell toys, books, electronics, appliances, vintage, antique. There's people who sell brand new goods. There's people who sell pre-owned goods. Every single category is different, requires a different level of expertise. When you join a group of like-minded people, all of your arrogance or all of your self-confidence is going to be brought down 10 levels back to where it should be, because you really know nothing. Right? I know nothing, you know nothing, everyone really knows nothing when it comes to the grand scheme of things. You might know a little bit about a few things, and that's really the secret. I think the biggest time suck when it comes to listing is researching what the item is. For me, on 90% of my items, I don't need to do any research. I've already sold something very similar to it, so I already have a really good idea of what to price it at. I would say that 90% of my store, I know within $5 of what it will sell for. So it doesn't make sense for me to spend 6-7 minutes per item just to get a couple of bucks more when I got the item for so cheap to begin with. So I appreciate you guys. Join the Facebook group. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.